Om Shanti. Baba, in this confluence age, is making us into the emperors. The process of becoming the rulers, becoming the emperors and empresses is going on, right? But one of the things that we need to be here is being carefree emperors. Because more carefree we are, more light we are, it helps us to become angels. Because the ultimate aim of this confluence age of our Brahmin life is to become angels, right? So to become an angel, to attain that complete, perfect stage, there should be no burden on our intellects and minds. It has to be completely light. And not only in terms of thoughts that we have to be light, but also clearing all our karmic accounts and karmic bondages. But when we are clearing our karmic bondages and karmic accounts, if there is a feeling of heaviness, then it is a painful process, right? So we need to make this process very enjoying, very light. So one of the ways, one of the means to make this process of transformation very enjoying is being a carefree emperor. Yeah? Not only in terms of, mind, but in terms of every aspect, we need to become carefree emperors. How can we become carefree emperors? If we don't have an empire, we can't be emperors. To become an emperor, we need empire, right? So in the future, anyway, we will have empires. But here in the confluence age, our empire is what? Our own senses. And also the subtle senses of mind, intellect and sanskars, our attitude, our feelings, our intentions. All these counts, right? So these are our empire. We need to rule over our own senses. But while ruling these senses, do we become heavy? Do we become burdened? Because more the responsibility, more burden it's there. In the future, Baba always speaks of 2 crowns that we would be getting. One is a crown of what? One is a crown, the physical crown that they would be wearing is the crown of responsibility, right? The other crown is a crown of purity, of light, the aura, the energy that they would be having, right? So in spite of having all that responsibility, they are light. The emperors would be the one who would be having the most responsibility. That's what Brahma Baba used to speak of. I have the more biggest responsibility than you children. Higher the hierarchy, higher the topper level, more responsibility. Right? So if we have to claim high status in a future kingdom, then we need to take up the responsibility here as well. What is that responsibility? Is to rule our own senses first, to take care of this empire completely first. So how are we going to take care of this empire? When we see the word carefree emperor, in order to become emperors, we need to have care. In the future, Lakshmi and Narayan, the rulers, they are like parents to the whole kingdom. As we come down the ladder in Copper Age and in Iron Age, the rulers don't have the feeling of the family, right? But in the Golden Age, the whole kingdom is like a family for them. They don't discriminate between their own children and the other members of the kingdom, the subjects of the kingdom. No. The feeling of belongingness, that drishti of equality, the feeling of selflessness is always there. Only then that care can come. Otherwise, what will happen? We will be caring just our family, we'll be caring just 4-5 people, but the rest we don't care. What happens to the world? No. If we have to become an emperor, then we have to care each and every soul. That's why Brahma Baba is called the father of humanity. Right? He cared for each and every person. It's not that he just cared for his Laukic family and he didn't care for the others. No. The feeling of unlimitedness came up, right? So that when there is a feeling of unlimitedness, he saw the quality of each and every soul. And he saw the worthiness of each one, and accordingly, he used to give that services. Otherwise, during the initial days of the yajna, there was his Brahma Baba's Laukic wife was there, Laukic children were there, everyone was there, right? That feeling of unlimitedness, the feeling of selflessness was there. And that's why he was able to become number one. Care for each and every person. And selfless care. It's not, there's no hidden intentions behind caring. I would be getting this thing from this one and that's why I need to care. No. No hidden intentions, just that pure love, that pure affection of belonging to that world family. Belonging to Baba, and that's why that soul is my brother and sister. That pure intention really works a lot. Because as Baba says, the more deeper level is our intentions. On the basis of our intentions comes our attitude and our words and our actions. So we need to clean that intention, clean that attitude. Because that sanskar of coming into limitedness has come up for half the cycle because of coming into body consciousness, right? So the more we become soul conscious, we are able to become free from all these limited feelings, limited attitude, and limited intentions. More deeper the soul conscious stage, more unlimited we are able to become. And the second thing is becoming free. Carefree emperor. The second thing is becoming free. Becoming free of what? Becoming free of what? Bondages. Right? Becoming free of my own bondages of body, bodily relationships, and different desires, limited desires that we have, to become free from all those things. Yeah. The more free we are, the intellect would become much more powerful. Right? When there is bondage, what will happen? The intellect again and again will be pulled towards that. When we become Brahmins, we would work on our relationships, we would work on our vices and things like that. Yes. The more deeper we go into this Brahmin life, I realize that we become more attached to our own body. Because it's much more subtler. The soul and the body is together from birth until death. Right? When are we going to get attached to a person? Is when we spend more time with that person, there's a tendency of getting attached to that person. Right? So, but more time, where are we spending now? The soul and the body is so deeply connected with each other. The soul and the body is always together. So, we get more attached to our own body. We need to become free from this attachment first. Free from the attachment of our own body. Because many times we see, if somebody is yelling that, oh, my knees are paining, my body is paining, or, if the person is going through a lot of suffering, then we would say, why are you so much yelling, or why are you so much screaming? Can't you tolerate? Can't you? Because we are not able to understand the pain of that person, and that's why we are saying that. But if that pain is experienced by me, then we would say, oh, you don't understand my pain. When I feel, when I'm going through that experience of pain, it's more for me. It's not more for that person. Because that attachment. Right? So the more we get detached from this consciousness of the body, more free we become from the attachment. So as Baba says, every now and then practice to be soul conscious. Being a soul and looking at others as a point of light, as a soul. The more we practice this, the more we get detached. Initially it's difficult, but then as we practice more and more, just like getting pulled out of the gravity area of the earth, until 100 kilometers, there's a pull of the gravity. But later on, there's no pull of the gravity, right? So in the same way, the more we practice this, we get pulled away from the gravitational pull of that body consciousness. And then we are able to become light, free. And the next thing is the feeling, the thoughts of being an instrument comes up. just when we used to spend some time with Dadi Prakashmani, we used to see how much responsibility she used to hold, she used to have of the whole yajna, not only of Madhuban but of so many centers, not only in India but around the world. All the problems would come up to her. Because at that time the yajna was much more centralized, right? So each and every major decisions was taken by Dadiji. So many problems, every day a new problem would come up to her. But she was so light, so light. Why was she so light? Because Dadi always used to say that I'm not the head. Head is Baba, right? So if I think that I'm the head, I will get a headache, she used to say. So I don't think that I'm the head because Shiv Baba is the head and I'm just the instrument. When that feeling of being an instrument comes, then all the worry, all the burden is transferred to Baba. I'm just an instrument, I'm just a puppet that's working according to Baba. The strings of that puppet is in the hands of Baba. However he makes me to dance, I'm dancing, I'm just a puppet. I can't even move my hands or limbs unless and until the string holder doesn't do anything, right? So that complete surrender of intellect, whatever Baba wants me to do, whatever is good for the yajna, whatever is good for everyone, that will happen. That feeling of being an instrument. Because whenever that one particular selfish motive comes, then that heaviness would come, right? I want this, I want that. This should happen, that should not happen. That is giving my own opinion. When I start to use my intellect, when I start to use my thought, my mind into it, then that lightness can't be there. That complete surrender can't be there. Just 2 years ago, when I was in New York, Mohini Ben went in trance and got a message on one particular Thursday. And in that message, it was a beautiful thing that really changed my... Dadiji would be coming now, so who are sitting behind are requested to come forward, please. So again, when Dadi comes, then she'll make you to get up. Okay? In that message, Baba told, Baba is a companion of children, and children are also the companion of Baba. Right? So in which aspect children are companions of Baba, and in which aspect Baba is a companion of children? There are two different things. Children being the companion of Baba, and the second thing is Baba being the companion of the children. Which could be the different thing? Huh? In which aspect do you think Baba is the companion of the children? Which do you think? Baba is a companion of children in the aspect of self-transformation. How much ever I want to transform, Baba is there to help me. Right? If I make a thought of self-transformation or overcoming a particular sanskar, one step of courage I have to keep, and Baba is there to help me 1,000 steps. Right? So Baba is children's companion in terms of self-transformation. I don't have any limits in terms of self-transformation. I can transform to whatever extent. I can claim first division, first class, or come into 108 beads or 8 beads, whatever I want to. I just have to need courage, and Baba is there to help me. That's it. But the decision has to be taken by me. It's not Baba. Baba is not going to take a decision about that. I need to take a decision about that, and Baba is there to help me. And secondly, in which aspect the children are companions of God, companions of Baba, that is in terms of world service, in terms of service. Baba is the master. Without Baba, only me, how can I transform the world? No, it's not possible, because it's God's task to transform the world. Right? Only thing that we can do is offer one drop of cooperation into this huge task of an ocean. What are we doing? Just offer one drop of cooperation, that's it. It's God's task. So when this consciousness comes, I am just an instrument in Baba's task, or I am just a companion. This is God's task, it's not my task. So much of lightness comes. Then all those questions, why is this person doing like that? Why is that? How, what, why, whatever questions comes up wouldn't arise, because it's God's task. Yajna is Baba's. Baba's children are Baba's. No one belongs to me. Right? So when I understand this, two types of companionship, there's so much of lightness and so much of being free from all these things comes up. But it's not that there's no concern about other person, completely detached. No. There's concern, there's care, there's a feeling of belongingness. But that heaviness, that burden, the feeling of burden is not there, that's it. We are connected as a world family, but Baba is always in between. It's because of Baba that everything is happening. It's because of Baba that my life is like this. When Baba comes in between everything, then there is lightness. And secondly, when can there be the feeling of being a carefree emperor? Is like complete faith in Baba. Because Baba cannot have bad wishes for me. He would always have good wishes for me. Right? If I have there is slight difference in my faith, oh, what will happen? How will it happen? No. 100% faith in Baba, that whatever is happening is for my own benefit. Because when there is slight change in my faith, then that feeling of heaviness, that all types of worry, all types of waste thoughts would come. Dadiji is here, so we'll stop here and start doing meditation. Om Shanti.